Hello everyone, welcome to Kansas Future. The Chiefs continue to excel in close games. Sunday's win marked their 15th consecutive one-score victory, an all-time record. It was also their 10th win by 7 points or fewer this season, tying the most in a single season. Additionally, their point margin of plus 56 ranks 6th in the AFC and 11th in the NFL. Did you catch all that? Here's Adam's share on Kansas City. You may think you have them beaten. They may not cover the spread and they may seem down to their last breath. But until that breath is gone, they are not finished. They are the champs. They've won 2 straight Super Bowls and 9 consecutive division titles. They currently sit in first place in the AFC, holding the number 1 seed with a 12-1 record. Yes, they're vulnerable, and yes, they can be beaten, but someone still has to do it. True, true, true. With that being said, Mad Dog, do you have concerns about all their close wins? Mad Dog responded, "First off, you guys laughed at me last year, and now look, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. You guys were unbelievable. Who was laughing? Laughing at me for what? How could you not see it? People were bringing up Joe Montana and Johnny Unitas for crying out loud. You were laughing at me when I compared him to them. Go ahead, try to run with that narrative. But here's the thing, I do think their luck will eventually run out. They hit the upright against the Chargers, were fortunate against Carolina, and had a blocked kick to win the game against Denver. Don't forget the controversial call against the Raiders. One of these days, it's going to catch up to them. Luck can't carry you forever. Look, I'm chiefed out, so to speak, and I'll bet that they'll eventually lose. You can't win every game by a last-second 48-yard field goal. The luck will run out for Kansas City." Jeff chimed in. He's fatigued by the Chiefs, and honestly, so are a lot of people. This is every fan and analyst right now. They're upset because the Chiefs just don't lose. Sure, they're vulnerable, every NFL team can lose, but the Chiefs consistently find ways to win, and that's not normal for most teams. People call it luck, but it's not. Look at Sunday's game. They're down to their 3rd kicker, and he still made the game-winning kick. That's not luck, that's clutch. Did it hit the upright? Sure, but it still went in. The blocked kick against Denver? Again, that's part of the game. Other teams block punts or kicks and win, but when the Chiefs do it, suddenly it's called luck. Week after week, they're proving people wrong, and the narrative of luck is just getting old. Mad Dog interjected. The call against the Raiders? Come on, let's not ignore that. The officiating seemed to favor them, and it's frustrating. Jeff countered, listen, here's the reality. The Chiefs find ways to win, and other teams don't. They play every play like it's their last, and that's why they're successful. Finally, Steven chimed in. I agree with Mad Dog, but for a different reason. The Chiefs have won 10 games by 1 score this season. Patrick Mahomes has had 7 game-winning drives. Now, people think it's all about Mahomes. And yes, he's exceptional. But I think the Chiefs' vulnerability lies in their defense. Earlier this season, their defense was formidable, but now it's not as strong. They're struggling to pressure quarterbacks, and opposing teams believe they can score on them. So, here's the scenario. Mahomes does his job and puts the Chiefs in a winning position, but then he's on the sideline. The defense needs to step up and make critical stops. What happens if Josh Allen has the ball in his hands with under 2 minutes to go? It's not about stopping Mahomes, it's about stopping the other team. That's where the real challenge lies for the Chiefs moving forward. But there may come a time when it's in somebody else's hands. The Chiefs might have the lead, but the game could come down to what their defense can do. They're not horrible by any stretch of the imagination, but when I look at the way Josh Allen has been playing, or the potential of a Lamar Jackson, or even a Steelers team with Kenny Pickett and George Pickens, plus their dual running backs, Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris, it raises questions. Now, I don't think Pittsburgh will beat them, but I believe we need to start evaluating the Chiefs as a complete team instead of focusing solely on Patrick Mahomes. To win another Super Bowl, they're going to have to make defensive stops. That's something we need to keep in mind. Alright, let's leave it there. The Chiefs are playing the Browns next. Hey Chiefs fans, have you ever watched a game and thought, wow, they're just lucky, or how did they pull that off? If you've been following the Kansas City Chiefs this season, you might be asking those questions a lot. It feels like the Chiefs have this magic where victories seem to fall into their lap. Just look at the games they've won. A last-second field goal here, a blocked kick there, or even a field goal that hit the upright and still went in. It's almost like the ball always bounces in their favor. Through the first 13 games, they're 12-2. For those of us who aren't Chiefs fans, it stings a little, doesn't it? The luck is real, but is it enough to carry them all the way to the Super Bowl? What do you think? Drop a comment below. Is it luck or skill? Let's talk about it. Why people call the Chiefs the luckiest good team ever? The numbers are wild. So far this season, the Chiefs have only outscored their opponents by 56 points, just over 4 points per game. For comparison, the Eagles and Vikings, with similar records, have outscored their opponents by nearly double or triple that amount. And the Lions, they've blown their opponents out of the water with a 183-point differential, more than 3 times the Chiefs' margin. What makes this even crazier is that among all NFL teams in the Super Bowl era that started a season 11-2 or better, the Chiefs ranked dead last in point differential. Out of 107 teams in history, they're ranked 107th. Let that sink in. Here's a question for you. Do you think point differential really matters in the long run, or are the Chiefs proving it doesn't? Vote in the comments below. Yes, it's a big deal. Or no, a win's a win. The thrill of close games. Let's talk about the heart-pounding games that have defined the Chiefs season. If you're a Chiefs fan, you've probably been on the edge of your seat more times than you'd like. In their last 5 games alone, the Chiefs have won 4 by razor-thin margins. 2 points against the Broncos, 3 points against the Panthers, 2 points against the Raiders, another 2-point victory over the Chargers. Think about that. These games could have gone either way. A missed field goal here, a turnover there, and their season could look very different. That's the magic, or madness, of being a Chiefs fan this year. Let's not forget their one loss came at the hands of my Buffalo Bills. Shout out to my fellow Bills Mafia fans. That game wasn't close, a 9-point loss. So, here's the question. Are these nail-biter wins a sign of resilience, or just a matter of luck? Let me know in the comments. Do you prefer the thrill of tight games, or would you rather see blowout victories? Historical perspective. When you think about Super Bowl champions, you probably imagine teams with dominant point differentials, right? Teams that crush their opponents week after week. But that's not always the case. Take the 2003 New England Patriots, for example. They had one of the worst point differentials among 11-plus win teams that season. Just 60 points, barely over 4 points per game. But what happened? They went on to win the Super Bowl, proving that close wins can lead to a championship run. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's the Patriots. They're an outlier. And you're not wrong. But sometimes luck and timing come together in ways you just can't predict. On the flip side, consider the 2007 Patriots. They were absolute juggernauts with a mind-blowing 281-point differential. They dominated the regular season but fell short in the Super Bowl. The takeaway? Dominance in the regular season doesn't always guarantee postseason glory. Today, we're diving into a hot topic buzzing around the NFL right now. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's break it down. Sitting at an incredible 12-1 through the first 14 weeks of the 2024 NFL season. Check. Clinching first place in the AFC West? Check. Securing a playoff spot for the 10th year in a row? Check. Reigning Super Bowl champs staying on top of their game? Absolutely. But here's the thing. Despite all this success, the Chiefs aren't exactly cruising into the playoffs without challenges. In fact, the next few weeks might be one of the toughest stretches they've faced all season. Before we get into the details, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means the world. Thank you. A brutal schedule ahead. Weeks 15, 16, and 17 will see the Chiefs play 3 games in just 11 days. Yeah, you heard that right. 3 games, 11 days. That's a brutal turnaround for any NFL team, let alone one with Super Bowl aspirations. Here's how the schedule breaks down. Sunday, December 15th, they face the Cleveland Browns. Saturday, December 21st, a quick turnaround for a matchup against the Houston Texans. Wednesday, December 25th, they're back at it again on Christmas Day against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's be real, this schedule is a gauntlet. It's physically demanding for the players, mentally taxing for the coaching staff, and a true test of endurance for the entire organization. Mahomes and Reid sound off. Patrick Mahomes hasn't shied away from addressing the challenge. In a recent interview, Mahomes admitted, "It's not a good feeling. I'm excited to play on Christmas to hopefully make up for what we did last year, but you never want to play this many games in such a short amount of time. It's just not great for your body." And he's right. The physical toll of football is no joke, and these guys are putting their bodies on the line every single game. But what I love about Mahomes is his leadership. He didn't stop there, adding, "At the end of the day, it's your job, your profession. You have to come to work and do it." That's the kind of mindset you want from your quarterback. Head coach Andy Reid also weighed in, saying, "You just have to manage it. It is what it is, you make the best of it. The focus has to be on getting guys ready for each game and presenting them with a plan to help them succeed." Reid's message is clear. The Chiefs can't afford to look too far ahead. It's one game at a time, starting with the Browns this Sunday. Spotlight on the Christmas Day matchup. There's always something special about playing on Christmas Day. It's a huge stage, everyone's watching. Even Mahomes mentioned he's excited about it. But from a recovery standpoint, the timing couldn't be worse. By the time they face the Steelers on December 25th, the Chiefs will have already been through 2 tough games in just a few days. Here's a silver lining. After Christmas, the Chiefs will get a much-needed extended break before their Week 18 matchup against the Denver Broncos. However, the timing of that game is still TBD, so it's another unknown they'll have to navigate. What's next? The big question is, how will the Chiefs handle it? Can Mahomes and the team power through this insane schedule and maintain their dominance? Or will fatigue and injuries catch up to them? This stretch will tell us a lot about the Chiefs' resilience and their ability to adapt under pressure. Share your thoughts. What do you guys think? Can Mahomes and the Chiefs overcome this grueling schedule, or is this the stretch that could shake things up? Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Stay tuned for more breakdowns, highlights, and deep dives into what makes this team so special. As always, go Chiefs.